1.2, ordering rational numbers. Make sure that you put the date down to organize your notes, and make sure that you write down your name so we know whose notes they are. Mine's Ms. W. So ordering rational numbers can be complicated, but it just takes a little bit of practice. So remember, a rational number is one that, so a number that can be written as a fraction. So any decimal, that's a rational number. Any positive or negative decimal or whole number, whole number, and of course any fraction. So we're just going to be dealing with rational numbers here. Remember, irrational numbers are kind of like, irrational numbers are numbers like pi. 3.1415 going on forever and ever, never stopping, with no repeat. Okay. So let's just look at this next set of questions here. So consider the following list. Order from smallest to biggest. So we have a whole bunch of decimals here. So what I want to do is I want to make all decimals have the same number of decimal places. And to do this, we add zeros to the right. And I'll show you what I mean. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to just write down all these numbers. So 5.8, and I'm going to be a little bit intentional about lining up the decimal places. So 5.80, 5.78, 5.81, 5. I'm kind of spreading out here. I'll try to tone it back. 5.79 with a line on top. Ooh, we're going to have fun with that one. I'll come back to that in a bit. 5.799, 5.795, and 5.79. So I've kind of lined up everything. What I'm going to suggest is that we have it all to 4 decimal places. So that we can really unpack what's going on here. So just as a reminder for anybody who doesn't know, if I say 0.3 repeating, that just means that that 3 goes on forever. So it's 0.3333333 ... It goes on forever like that. So in the case of this one, this is going to be 5.79999999999, but we just want to have it to 4 decimal places. So I'm just going to write down 2 more 9s just so that we can compare it. Now the rest of them are kind of simple. We just need to make sure that there are 4 decimal places and we just add zeros as placeholders there. So I'm going to, this is 2, I'm going to put 2 more to make 4. This guy is 2 here, I'm going to put 2 more to make 4. This guy is 2, this guy is 2. Oh. Just going to go like that a little bit because I shifted. Okay. I'm going to add this 2 zeros here. This one only has 1 decimal place, so I'm going to put 3. And then this one has 3 already, so I'm going to put 1 to make 4. 3 already, 1 to make 4. 2, so I'm going to add 2 more to make it look like that. All right, so now what's nice about it is that the number out in front in the ones column, it's all the same. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to like just pretend to I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to pretend to cover it up here. And all I'm doing is I'm comparing this. So 8,000, 8,000, 7,800. I'm just comparing the numbers after the decimal, just so that you don't feel mixed up. I'm going to go like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find out what the smallest number is. So I know it's not going to be anything that starts with an 8 because 8 is bigger. So I'm going to look at 5.78 and then 5.7990, 5.7999, 5.7950, and 5.79. I'm noticing that this guy right here is the smallest because 7,800 is smaller than anything that's 7,900. So I'm going to write down this one right here is the smallest. So I'm going to put a 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare here. What is the smallest number? Well, I know that 7,950 is bigger than 7,900. So I think that this is the next smallest number. So I'm going to put a 2. And then the next smallest number is going to be this one, which is a 3. Now, 7,999 is bigger than 7,990. So this is going to be my 4th biggest one. This one right here is going to be my 5th biggest one. Awesome. So now we've dealt with everything that has a 7 in it. Okay, the 7 in the 10th column. Now I just need to look at here. 8,100 is the biggest. Okay, and these two right here are actually the same. So when I'm looking up this 7.8 and 7.80, they're the exact same number. So I can write this one as the 6th smallest number, or this one is the 6th smallest number. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go 6, 7 like that. Then I'm going to put an 8 like this. Now the reason why I ordered them like this is because when you answer it, I don't actually want you to answer it with all the decimal places. What I want you to do is I want you to go back to the original and I want you to write it out like that. So my smallest number is going to be 5.7800, but in the question, it reads it as this. So when I'm creating my list, I'm referring back to the number up top there. Okay, so I'm going to say 5.78, and then the second one is 5.79, 5.79, and then the third one is 5.795, because in the answer it doesn't have that extra 0, so 5.795. And then the fourth one is going to be 5.799, 5.799. And then the fifth one is going to be 5.79 with that line on top. So then it's going to be 5.79 with that line on top. The 6 and 7, it doesn't matter. So I can say 5.8 and then 5.80, or I can do the other way around, doesn't matter. And then the biggest number right here is 5.8100, but in the list is 5.81. Perfect. Okay, so the key to working with decimals and ordering them is just to make sure that you're working all with the same number of decimals.